Hey guys, so I believe that Ankalaev has what it takes to knock out Alex Pereira. Um, Crazy to say, I know it's crazy to say. I hear myself saying it. I almost don't believe myself as well. Why I think that though is for one reason, one quality that Ankalaev has that I don't think anyone from Pereira, who he's faced, has had this quality, and I think that Ankalaev has it, and I think that that could be the it factor that makes him beat him, and not just beat him, but knock him out, like Izzy did. So, what's that factor that I'm talking about? Wait around till the end of the video. I will tell you what it is, but we just need to build towards it, right? But before we get there, man, I really can't help but talk about the Justin Gaethje fight. Justin Gaethje's coming back. He's up against Zeev, who's an amazing Muay Thai fighter. I believe they're both amazing at striking. It's going to be a very exciting fight. Oh my God, the last fight was glorious. Wow, man, that was a really, really good fight. I can't wait. I really hope another fight of that type is coming around. I pray to God that that fight ends up like the last one. That was an amazing fight. But who do I think wins? It's going to be a tough one. So Gaethje is Gaethje. Like Gaethje, you just know what he's going to bring. He's got the experience. He's got that dog, man. Gaethje's got so much heart as well. Gaethje's got so much power. He's pretty accurate. He's just a dog, bro. Like that's what he's going to bring. And you know that's what he's going to bring. Because even the technique, he's so crisp. He's so clean with shots, right? So it's going to be a good fight. I really hope so. But anyway, who do I think wins? I think it could go one of two ways, right? Let's look at the stats and I'll tell you what I think is going to happen. So, very briefly, you look at the stats, right? Gaethje has more strikes landed actually per minute, and he has also a higher striking accuracy. And although, like, again, Fiziev looks a lot more crisp, clean, but Gaethje apparently has the numbers, which is quite interesting actually. But now look at the difference in strikes absorbed per minute. Fiziev is a lot more defensive than Gaethje. So that is something that you need to look at when you're looking at the fight as well. Because man, like Fiziev is clean and he gets really hard shots in, but he's also quite defensive, which is really good for him, right? And then you have the takedowns and the grappling. Surprisingly, I mean, look at it this way, right? Fiziev has technically better takedown stats, but again, that's because Gaethje doesn't really use his grappling, right? Anyway, who do I think wins this fight? Again, the two ways that I was mentioning is I think the Gaethje, if he has a solid game plan, because he just got knocked out by Max, he needs to have a solid game plan. He can't have it be like the other fight where he made it really close because he just didn't use his grappling, apart from like last round. But if he has a game plan of like, okay, I'm gonna mix it up a lot more, I think he can finish Physique quite easily if he mixes it up very well. I think that if he just goes in there and he wants to sh give a show and like make it a fun fight again, which I mean, for my sake, I hope that's the case. I think it's a 50-50. I think Fiziev can knock him clean out. I think Fiziev finishes him in that case. I also kind of think that Gaethje could also finish him if it goes that way, but I think that Fiziev would want the any like 90% finish him instead, right? Um, anyway, so yeah, that's my opinions about the Gaethje Fiziev. Now let's get back to the main topic, Pereira and Ankalaev. What's that quality that I'm talking about? Okay, let's just look very quickly, right? So you got the records. Ankalaev has more experience, that's for one. I'm not going to go through all the records actually, but I just want to mention that the quality that I want to say is not necessarily the takedown. It's not the takedown because if we look at the grappling, like man, like Ankalaev's grappling, the takedowns per minute or like per 15 minutes is not necessarily that high or that good actually. Like it's really not. Like, oh my God, just the ball just went off. That's crazy. Anyway, it's not necessarily that good, right? Obviously Pereira has higher accuracy because he just doesn't take people down. The defense for Ankalaev, takedown wise, is quite good as well. But anyway, what's that quality that I wanted to mention? It's the fact that Ankalaev has the threat of the takedown. And I know a lot of people mention that, right? But man, I think this is going to be a massive factor in this fight. I think that Ankalaev, as soon as if he decides to employ this characteristic of him, if he decides to go wrestle heavy in the first couple of rounds, I think that he could finish Alex Pereira. I think he's going to open up things that we have not seen Alex Pereira open up before. I think he's going to leave his jaw wide open without the head movement that we're so used to. I mean, I know Alex Pereira has his hands down a lot, but I think if he pushes him up against the fence, Ankalaev is good with pressure, right? If he pushes him up against the fence and he drops him, he makes him think about like the wrestling, he could knock him out with an overhand, man. That's what I believe could happen. Also, I believe that something else could happen, which is quite surprising. Man, if you look at this, yeah, submission average zero point 0.3, and Ankalaev doesn't really try to submit. I know this is like not a high number, right? What do you think about it? Who is Alex Pereira being trained by, right? Oh my God, the light is going crazy. But who's Alex Pereira being trained by? He's training with Glover Teixeira, right? Imagine, just imagine. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but imagine, bro. Imagine what ends up happening is Pereira just pulls a mad one and like triangles him. Like I'm just saying, it's a possibility. Like he's been training with good grapplers. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I'm saying it would be crazy if it did. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about the outcome of the fight, who's gonna win, who you got winning, and yeah, share your opinions. Let me know.